Berta J, and you're back in my kitchen with me today to make biscuits. Now, these are very simple biscuits, and you should be able to make them with no problem. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is turn your oven, I'm going to use my toaster oven, to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you're going to parchment line a baking sheet. And I've done this one. Now, if you have a stone, you can use your stone. But I usually use just a parchment line baking sheet, okay? Because you think they might think it's a stone from outside. It's not a stone from outside. What it is a cooking stone. It's used for baking. And mine is very old and has been seasoned. You can even see where I've placed cookies, biscuits, and things like that on it. You could use that. It gathers the heat into it so that it cooks very evenly. It's really a nice thing to use, but because it doesn't fit in my toaster oven, I was using the baking sheet instead of the stone. So the first step is 2 cups of flour. I'm using whole wheat white flour or white whole wheat flour, 2 cups. Pour it in your bowl. Get it all. Make sure you get every drop out of there. Second thing is a tablespoon of baking powder. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm using Himalayan salt. You can use sea salt or table salt, whichever, not table salt, but like sea salt or Himalayan Celtic salt, those kinds of salts. And then I put in a little bit of sweetener. This is, I discovered a new sweetener. So that's what I'm using here. It's erythritol with monk fruit. I tried them separate. Ugh, I couldn't take it. But I found a package that had both of them mixed. And I found them in their store across from Whole Foods. What's it called? I found it in Marshall's, and it was a small bag, and I thought I would try it. And I really like it. So I'm putting in a tablespoon of that. Once you've got all your dry ingredients mixed, you're just going to take a fork, actually take a spoon, you're going to mix it up. Mix, mix, mix until everything is incorporated. Once that's nice and mixed, I always like to do this. I learned it a long time ago. It seems to stir things up very well once you do it this way. Take 2 tablespoons of nut butter. I'm using cashew butter. 1 tablespoon of unsweetened applesauce. And you're going to mix them together. When you make regular biscuits with butter and cow's milk and all of that, you use butter at this point. But I wanted to find something that I could use that would be like butter. Cashew butter, you could use almond butter, which has a stronger taste. If they have walnut butter, you could use that, or pecan butter. Any kind of a nut butter would work. Okay, once that's all mixed, the next step is to take this, drop it by pieces into your flour mixture, because we're going to do some blending to get this butter-like consistency incorporated into the flour mixture, okay? So I wanted to get all of it. Wash your hands always. I don't know if I should remind you of that each time, but your hands are your best tool in the kitchen. Then I'm just going to go in with a spoon, and I'm going to drop like little teaspoons into this flour mixture. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Okay, next step, take your pastry blender. You use this for making pie crusts and other things, and makes great biscuits. And what it does is it puts you cut the butter into the flour mixture, and I'll show you what it looks like. You want to get it so that it looks like very coarse-grained corn meal, okay? You're trying to break up all those lumps of cashew butter, and you're getting it pushed into the flour mixture. I'm almost done. You don't have to do it very long. And what it'll look like, if Evan can come closer, can you see those little pieces? It's not like just plain old flour. Can you see the little pieces in there? That's what you want. like a coarse cornmeal. And then you're going to make your little well in the middle. I think I always tell you to make the little well. Then take 3/4 of a cup of plant milk. Pour it right into that little well. Anyway, now I'm going to just take a spoon. You can take a spoon or a fork, and you're going to just bring the dry into the wet. Go around the outside, and you're like covering up the well. It's a loose mixture. It's not going to be real tight, and you don't want to overbeat it. You just want to get all of the flour incorporated. And when that happens, you're going to turn it out, get it all off your fingers and off the spoon. You're going to turn it onto a floured surface. Now I don't know how much is this. Is a few tablespoons, because all you're going to do is put your fingers in, and you're going to make your surface floured, lightly floured. That's all. In order to get the action between the sweetener and the baking powder, let it set. Just let it sit on the counter for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then they'll start to marry and like each other, and you'll find that you'll get a better biscuit instead of just going straight into using your rolling pin to roll it out. You won't go well. Let me go back. You will let it set for like 3 to 4 minutes before you knead it a few times. And I'll show you how many times I do it, maybe about 10 before, and then after that you knead it. You'll find you'll get a lighter and a better biscuit, okay? So it's been about 4 minutes, so now you can work with your dough. And what you're gonna do is like hold it on either side, bring it up and into the flour that's on the surface. Up and into the flour. 8, 9, 10. And that's usually about all I do, is about 10 times. Spread out your flour, and then just plop it right there in the middle. And then take your rolling pin and start to roll. Now, I would say roll it out so that it is about 1/4 of an inch, okay? And the 1/4 of an inch is there. So I just keep moving it and keep it on the floured surface. This will make about 16 biscuits. They're not going to be super plump and fat. If you want them super plump and fat, then make it about 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch. I've never made a biscuit that fat, but anything's possible. Now, the next thing you need, once you've got it rolled out, let me just feel it and see. Yes, it feels even. You need a biscuit cutter. Have you seen one of these guys? Now, I've had biscuit cutters for a long time, but before I got a biscuit cutter, I just used the rim of a glass, like this, the top of a glass, top of a can. You could use a smaller can, a jar. You could cut it into pieces if you want to, but I just like them round, so I do them round. So then you just go, press down, and I twist. Now I guess you can see the dough isn't round, so you're going to end up with little pieces of dough in between. And I'll show you what to do with that. Take the biscuits off and put them onto your baking sheet. Put some space between them because they will rise. What you do after you put these, we can put that to the side. You're going to take all these little extra pieces and you're going to do the same thing you did with the original lump of dough. Spread your flour on the surface back, and then just squeeze it a little bit. Don't play with it too long. And then plop it on there. Roll it out again. And then this is what you've got left over. So I just would take it apart and then just roll it. So it kind of looks like a rolled up cinnamon bun. See, like that? And then take your heel of your hand, just press it down. So now it looks like that on one side. You see and it'll break apart pretty easily. So now you've got 9 plus 6. 9 plus 6. Your math facts, remember? 15. I didn't get 16 this time. Before I stick it into the oven, I want to just clean off my surface, and I use this. It's in our Amazon store. And it's just a scraper. And what you can do is get your surface so clean. Do your cleaning. It's as important to make good food as it is to clean up after yourself. Because anybody coming into your kitchen after you're done, I don't know, your children, your spouse, whoever else is in your kitchen with you. And now your surface is clean. Well, it's clean of all the flour. You still need to wipe it off. But I'm going to put this in the oven, and I put it in for 13 minutes, 13 to 15 minutes, and it's in a preheated oven, okay? The ones I just put in are baking, but I made some before. And here are 5 of them. And this is what they look like. They're going to be browner, and you can eat these however you would eat biscuits that are not, that are not whole food plant-based. My favorite thing to do is to eat them with applesauce. And this is unsweetened applesauce, and I just put a little bit of cinnamon on top. And you can stir it in if you want, but it tastes so wonderful with a biscuit. Now watch this. You take a bite of the biscuit. Yep, it's good. And a mouthful of applesauce. I tell you, I do like my own cooking. This is good, and I didn't have anything to do with this applesauce, but just with that little bit of cinnamon, it just really takes it over the top. And my video is finished. So, eat your biscuits plain with applesauce, a little jelly, a little jam, a little marmalade, date paste. That would taste good on you. So, I'm really done now, and I hope you'll get a chance to try them. They are really good. And so until next time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell so that every time a new video from Berta's Kitchen is uploaded, you will get the notification. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave comments, and don't forget to go to the Amazon store because I'm still putting things in. And I believe I put this one in. It does come with, the one that's in there comes with 2 parts, and this is it. I just used this part of the scraper alone. Let me know if you want to, I think I have a pastry blender, and you might want to have one for various things like making pie crusts and doing biscuits and such. Crumb topping is good for. So I'll put one of those in there as well. But anyway, that's it. So until next time, don't forget to make your biscuits and let me know what you think of them, okay? I just thought of another thing they could do. You could have your biscuits with soup. Soup and biscuits taste really good together, okay? So until next time, bye for now.